Hi, welcome to my Make It Monday for Monday the 8th of September 2025. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast. So let me just, there we go. Hi Kerry, thank you. I was just about to check if I'd gone live in the right place. I had a little bit of trouble getting into my software programs today, so I don't know why, and I've just worked out I'll have to close my window because I do have the workman back. Hi Barbara, thanks for hopping on. So this is my Make It Monday for this week, and I'm going to do a fun fold. It is one I did a couple of years ago, and I just thought with all our pretty designer series paper that we've got available to us, I thought I'd do it again. I'd revisit the fold because it shows off the paper and it's a good way of using up your paper. Hi Joan, hi Elizabeth. Thanks for your payment, Elizabeth. I got that. I don't know if I told you I got that. But yeah, for the online class, thank you. Hi, Marilyn. So let's go down. So yes, I do have the workman back constructing the shed next door, and it does get a little bit noisy because, yeah, it just does. And I can't predict when they're going to be noisy because, so it's a steel shed, and so that's why it gets noisy. So yeah, let's go down to the craft desk and we can get started. So there we go. Okay, oops, I forgot to move my camera stand in. That is always a good idea to do that. Hi Lynn, hi Sheila. Oh, everyone's hopping on. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I was having a bit of a play around with some of our new products that we've got, and a couple of years ago I did a fold that Susan Campfield designed called the Pretty Pleats fold. Hi Margaret. And I was having a play around with that with a portrait style card, and I used the Peaceful Garden suite that we've got and also the traditional labels stamp set. So I was just having a bit of a play around, and I like the card, but it didn't really do it for me. So when you open it up, it opens up like this, and I just put 3 of the glimmery doves on each of the pleats, but I just felt like it didn't do the paper justice, and I thought that was a very skinny panel to write on. But I do like the card. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the card, and I use the embossing folder from that sweet collection. I don't know what that folder's called because I haven't committed it to memory. And I used the ribbon and the beautiful blue flowers and little strips of glimmer down the banner. But yeah, I just felt it didn't show off the paper as well as I wanted it to. So then I went back to a landscape style card, and this time I used the Traditions of Christmas. Is that what it's called? That suite. Let me look. I was right. Yay, I've committed something to memory. Traditions of Christmas suite. So, and I used colours that aren't traditional. And this is my Retired Holly embossing folder that I'm using. There is one that is current in the online store, so if you want a holly folder, you can get that one, but this is my old retired one. And I used the branching out labels. I used so many things on this card. The textured notes dies, I think that's what they're called. And yeah, I think that shows the paper off better. I really like the way the landscape card shows the paper off a lot better. So this is the traditional labels stamp set and dies, and this I use multiple things on this card, and I fussy cut this because I don't have the greenery one. The one that goes with this, I don't have that stamp set that cuts the paper or stamps the flowers. I chose not to get that one, so I just did a bit of fussy cutting. Oh, so pretty. Are you talking about this card, Sheila? I think it came up really nice, and considering it's not traditional Christmas colours, I've used the Secret Sea and the Pool Party, which are part of, there's nothing in Secret Sea or Pool, oh, there's a little bit of Secret Sea in here, no Pool Party in there, but in the paper, there's the Secret Sea here on the fern, on the pine leaves, and Pool Party sort of in the background. And I just thought, you know, they're not traditional colours, but let's see what it looks like. And I think it looks really cute. And I used this gold striped ribbon that's from the Celebratory Sips Suite in the online store. So that's called the Pretty Pleats fold card. And as I said, Susan Campfield designed it a few years ago, and I just love the way it showcases our paper and it makes you use it. So we're going to do that style. So I'll put my two cards to one side, and so we're going to be using the branching out bundle from the mini catalogue. Now I haven't hi Cherie, I have used one stamp out of this stamp set, but the rest has not been used. So I've used the dies, and I probably will use something out of this traditional labels. And oh look, my dies are all a mess because I was just quickly trying to cut things out. Then I couldn't get my software program to work to go live. I was saying you've got it already opened, and I thought I have not. Don't tell me I've got it open when I haven't. So that's why I was a little bit late. So my dies are all skew with. So I really like a good sentiment set. So let's have a look at what else we'll be using. Where will I put those? I'll put those there. Okay, I've got a few things cut out already, as I said. But the other thing what I'm using is this paper that's in the online exclusive range called Elegant Pine Snowflakes 12 by 12. And I just think, I'm going to move that up there. I've got these stupid sleeves on today. I feel like I'm out of ABBA. You remember those sleeves where they did all but they're not good sleeves for crafting, I've decided. Yeah, it's in the online range, and I think there's a snowflake set that goes with it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at my little PDF that I printed out. Yeah, so there's this Delicate Pines photopolymer stamp set and dies. Ooh, faceted snowflakes. That looks nice. But I didn't get the stamp set because I don't really do snowflakes. Yeah, I know. Was it I don't know which song they sang. Like, I loved ABBA as a child. I had posters all over my wall as a teenager. But yeah, I just feel like I'm ABBA in this shirt. But it picks up all my little die cuts and then pushes them onto the floor. Yeah, I didn't get the stamp set and dies or the ribbon because it's quite fat ribbon. It's 2.2 centimeters wide. I didn't get the faceted snowflakes. They might be interesting. But I got the paper because I think this paper goes really, 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 really well with the branching out bundle. So, as you can see, I've cut into a few pieces. I mean, you have got sort of the snowflakes, but it's not like icicle colours, you know, like... And I'm not keen of the snow flurries too much on the back of the papers, but I just think, like, that's nice, but it doesn't really have to be... We could use the back there. There's always some pieces that aren't my favourites. Well, not always, but sometimes. We need money, money, money to be in the crafter world. So that's definitely looking like snowflakes, but they don't look like snowy and icicles. So, I mean, that does. I just felt you could use this with this. I love this piece. This is the piece that made me buy this paper. I just love, and you know what? I couldn't cut into it. I've used another piece because I couldn't cut into that one. I really love that piece, and I think it goes really well with this branching out bundle. And this one as well. because we do have the little acorns in the stamp set. So I'm sort of mixing and matching my Christmas crafting this year. I'm sort of being a bit of a rebel and going against, I'm swimming against the tide. Now I've got my colour wheel here, and because in this paper there's cherry cobbler, garden green, there's so many greens in it. Cherry cobbler, garden green, old olive, pretty peacock, secret sea and shaded spruce. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colours, and 4 of them are greens, are the green tone. So you've got garden green, old olive, pretty peacock and shaded spruce. And so I wanted to use shaded spruce, but when, no, I wanted to use pretty peacock, sorry. But when I put garden green against it and old olive, I didn't really like it. So I got my colour wheel out and I thought, well, look what's right beside pretty peacock, Lost Lagoon. And I thought, Lost Lagoon, there's the man next door drilling the steel. I hope it's not too distracting. I love snowflakes too, Cherie, but what's the point? We don't have them at Christmas. We're all sweltering in like high 30 degrees, if not 40 degrees on Christmas Day. It's not conducive to making snowflake cards, I don't think. But yeah, so I thought, where did it go? The Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon, because I wanted a panel. Where's my sample card? I didn't want to do an embossed panel. I wanted a panel with a die. And I thought the Lost Lagoon looked quite nice with the Pretty Peacock. So that's what I've done. So I'll get rid of my little colour wheel. Okay, so this is not quite the same size card that we normally use. This is cut down a little bit, and the reason for that is the scoring on your designer series paper is so much easier in inches. So I've decided to, you know, lean into the inches a little bit, although I think in this card I do a bit of both. So this is not quite half of an A4 sheet of cardstock. It's 10.5 centimetres, so you do cut your A4 in half, but this is actually 28 centimetres long. And A4 is 29.7, so you just got to cut 1.7 centimetres off the length of your cardstock and then score it at 14 centimetres. So let's do that, and whoopsie daisy, let's get our cutting blade far away. So yeah, so it's 10.5 by 28 centimetres. Let me just make sure I've already done that, because, you know, probably I have not. So I've just put it on my trimmer at 28 centimetres, and I'm just going to cut that little bit off. You could keep that for a banner. The textured note long skinny banner would work on that. Look, here I have one I've prepared earlier. See, you could easily stamp on that. I know, if you're not as Scroogey as I am, throw it away. And then get the cutting blade out of the way and put it back in at 14 centimetres and score it at 14 centimetres. We've got, what have we got? We've got 29 degrees here today. Just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now I've got something in front of my, go away. Go away. I'm just trying to get rid of something on my screen and it won't go away. There it is. I'm still recording. I am. Yeah, just ridiculous. 29 degrees on the 8th of September. And there you have it. Okay, so this piece of paper is 10 centimetres wide. So this is where I'm going rogue and I'm doing it a little bit of each. So it's 10 centimetres wide, and let me just see what, of course I didn't write it down, did I? I think it's got to be 28, the same. Would that be right? Yes. 28, we'll soon know, won't we? And we are going to, I've written it down on a notepad. Where is it? Did I do that right? Card base. No, I've done that wrong. 10 centimeters wide, and I should have left it at 12 inches. Right, let's just grab another piece of cardstock, designer paper. Let's just grab another piece of paper. Makes you cut it up, doesn't it? So this is already 12 inches wide. Yes, but I need it. So this is where I'm doing a bit of both. This is 10 centimeters here, or if you want, 3 and 15/16. Now that's just a silly measurement in my world. Okay, there we go. And I'll put my little piece of paper. Yeah, I heard that too, Lynn. It's going to rain again. Okay, so now we're going to get our cutting blade right out of the way. Because, where's my notepad? There it is. Because now we're going to go back to inches. And we're going to score at 3 inches. 3 inches, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Let me just double check before. You know, measure once, cut twice. No, measure twice, cut once. I'm just going to double check. Yes, that's right, 3 inches. 3 inches, yes. Okay, so put your paper in, cutting blade right out of the way at 3 inches, and you're going to score it and move it across to 4 inches. This is why I said the inches is easier. 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, and the last one 9 inches, because our piece is 12 inches long. Okay, get rid of our trimmer. So that gives us 2 3-inch panels on the end, and then we'll have our pleats in the middle. Hi, Jenna Marie. So now we're going to fold that one in as a valley. We're just going to sort of crease them with our fingers. Actually, the best way to do it is get the center one, the 6-inch one. Fold it in half. Start there. Even though that's going to be a mountain, we'll just start there. So fold, and then you just pleat it like you're pleating a skirt. Like that. On your fold lines, you probably can't, oh sorry, that was down a bit late. You probably can't see you won't be able to see the score lines on my piece of paper, but just follow the fold lines. And then you get your piece of paper looking like so. So you're going to have to just do a little bit of, can you see how mine's not quite, can you see? Nope, I can't. Can you see that mine is a little bit skewy? So just do a little bit of manipulation, like so, and get your bone folder and just go over your folds, over each little panel of folds, and then spin it round and get inside and go over the middle panels. Just really score them well. And then you have your panel for your inside of your card. So then we're going to get our card base, and I've scored that in half. So as I said, this one is 28 centimeters long, scored at 14 centimeters. So it's just slightly smaller than our standard card. Can you hear that drilling and nonsense going on next door? I do apologise. And that's going to be attached at either end, and there's our pleats, pretty pleats. So let's get our glue. And another thing, this drags through glue. This is not the top for crafting. But there you have it. I didn't think about that when I put it on this morning, and I had to rush out to appointments first thing. but you know, you learn these things. Certainly wouldn't want to run a class in this top. Oh, now I've got glue spurtage. Don't want glue spurtage either. There we go. So that's one side done. And then you could just do this. Put your glue here. And fold your card over. But I don't like doing that because I don't get it accurate. I like to bring it back up here and get my borders the way I like to get them. If you fold it over, you could manipulate it because the glue does slip, but I think it's better and safer to do it that way. Okay, I'll get rid of that. So that's our card. I don't want that gluing down there. Why is there glue there? Let's get rid of that now before it becomes a big problem. Go away, people next door. I hope it's not too problematic for you. I hope you got your cuppa. I've got my iced water today because it's 29 degrees. I hope the drilling and everything's not too problematic for you guys. It's problematic for me. Okay. Got another little bit of glue sticking here too somewhere, so that's got to dry off. Okay, so we've got our card sort of done to that point. Our insert's done. Now we're going to come back to the front. And I have... Go away. I have... Did you see how I had to do that? I just had to lift my arms completely to the moon so that my sleeves didn't drag through things. I was thinking of doing this, and we're going to stamp on this piece and layer it on like so, and then we're going to attach this piece in here for writing on. I'm going to stamp on this one, and I've got all these little die cuts which I'm leaving up there so my sleeves don't cause trouble, that we might just sort of put on the pleats. This will go on a pleat like so, but I thought we could add them to pleats or add them to that piece. So one of those days, Sheila. Yeah, I've had 2 coffees today. My maximum is 3. If I'm having one of those days, it's a 3 coffee day. Just getting the glue off my fingers there. Okay, so now I've got fluff on my fingers. Okay, so we're going to just put that to one side and get out our stamp. Our stamps. Because I haven't really played with this set. Been watching people use it, and I do want to play. Okay, so I think I want pecan pie, and I think I want pretty peacock. And I'm not sure what else I want, so let's just go with it. So I am going to get this bit off, and I'm going to get the stalk. Oh, will that fit on them? Oh no, that's all right. And I haven't conditioned them yet, so I'm just going to rub my eraser over them as I stamp. And I have no idea what I'm doing, so let's just hope this works out. And if not, I'll go and beat the workmen up out next door, because it'll be their fault. Oh, that's a bit mean. It's not good if you've lost your voice. But I'm glad he's looking after you. Okay, let me just see if I want this one or if I want the other one. Maybe I've changed my mind. Maybe I want this one. Oh gosh, that's going to require a bigger block. Let me just... Yes, I do want that one. Look at that. changed my mind midfield. Okay, let's see if I can sort of get it on this block. Well, at least that one's ready to go. Okay. Oh no, look at that. It does fit on this block. I didn't think it would. There we go. Condition that. Oh, go away next door. Okay. I'm thinking I want to go up like this. So let's just do that. See how we go. So that's that one. I always like to have one to copy, but then I did want to use different stuff today, so that's why I probably will be a little bit longer, although I don't like saying that because, you know, I'm sort of investigating the stamp set. Okay, so let's have a look. So you've got 3 clustered together that are a little bit closer, and then you've got these 3 that are a bit further apart, and then you've got a single one. Let's go with the 3 closer together ones first and see how that works out. It is my sleeves. My sleeves are, yeah, let's maybe, no, it's the Workman. You love this set, Jenna Marie? Yeah, you know, I was only going to get the dies, but then I caved. And I'm not very artistic, so it does sort of stress me out a little bit, this set, but I'm trying not to let it because I want to be more artistic. So it doesn't matter if they fall off my die cut, but I'd rather them not. There we go. I don't think I want to put them up there. Oh, I could. Yeah, just give it a little bit of a tweak. Yeah, that works. I don't think I need any more. I don't think. You got your set today, Sheila. This one branching out. It's I've been seeing lots of people, Linda included, doing such lovely things with it. Oh, here's the single one. So let's get that one. I might just put a single one sort of down here. There we go. It's amazing how clearly, if you have no idea what you're doing, like me, how, now which one does this go? Here's this one. Oh, good. How it just sort of starts to come together and it looks really nice, which is kind of cool. I like that. I might put a couple of little acorns. Oh, there's 2 of them. Look at them. Oh, they're so teeny. They're very teeny. I'm not even practicing on anything. Hang on, let's look. Yeah, true. The reindeer from last year, that was one that sort of, I don't think I want them that, do I want them this dark? That was one I couldn't stop playing with once I started. You're quite right. I'm going to put one in here. Oh, my head came in, so sorry. I might put one here. He's not attached to the branch. He's falling off because, you know, I didn't attach him very well. There we go. That less is more. Less is more. I'll stop it next door. Okay, we have got berries. I don't know whether that would be going too far. And that would be with cherry cobbler. Cherry cobbler. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Lorraine. Cherry cobbler scares the bajingos out of me. Especially when I've got my pretty shirt on. My pretty ABBA shirt that I probably shouldn't have on. Yeah. This is a trick. This really is a trick. Do I want berries or not? You know what? That's too scary. I can't do it. I might do berries with bling. How about that? And then this one is not a Christmas set, but there is this from Our Family to Yours. So you could use that. And let's see if we want to. Have I taken up too much room? I think I might have taken up too much room now. It's lending itself to something along the bottom. So let's do that. But it's got some beautiful sentiments in it. You'd be cutting that one apart. Oh, the berries? Yeah, I just felt a bit awkward with that one. That was a bit scary. I might have an anxiety attack if I try and use that, so I won't use it in a video. It's got wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. Thinking of you brings joy to my heart. To a very special someone, from Our Family to Yours. That's the one I think you could use for Christmas. It's got a nice hello. Happiest birthday wishes. Send with lots of love and friend. Really lovely sentiments. But let's go to this one. Now, I could, and now I've got little blocks everywhere. I was going to heat emboss, which is probably silly, but that's okay. On my one in here, which is just for you, I was thinking I'd put just for you on that. Okay, let's have a look and think about this. I can't stick it if I want to stamp first or if I want to heat emboss. Because if I want to heat it, no, let's think about it. What are we going to do? We've got 'Tis the Season, and that would fit really nicely along the bottom here. Look at that. Oh, I think that's a goer. Let's put this block away. Is that, Lynn, are you talking about cherry cobbler? I wore cherry cobbler on a shirt once. I had trouble opening the ink pad, and it went, like I opened it and then it flew straight across and went straight between my boobs. It wasn't a good look, let me tell you. But anyway, what can you do? Okay, let's get our other stamp set out, our other sentiment, and let's move. I cut these sleeves. All right, it's not the work. Yes, it is the workman. The workman is still annoying me, but my sleeves are annoying me just as much. Okay, let's just put our embossing buddy down here and on here. And let's grab our Versamark ink and grab our gold embossing powder, because I just think it could have a little bit of gold, even though it's not specialty paper and it doesn't have any gold anywhere to be found. I'm making it gold. And I'm just going to do that again because it wasn't quite straight. It was a bit wobbly. Wobbly woo. Is that? That'll do. Oh, goodness, Cherie, no. That's just a big fat no from me. It was a cherry cobbler t-shirt competition. And it wasn't pretty. Okay, so let's do that. And let's get our powder onto that straight away. That was some years ago now. That top's long gone. I did get most of it out, so that was good, but yeah, it's gone. Okay, I'll just put a bit more, but I will need to get this little tiny brush. See, when they go away and they're quiet next door, it's so much nicer. Okay, I'll put that one to one side, and let's get this one just for you and stamp it on our banner, our little traditional labels banner, and put that there, and bring this back in. This is the Wow embossing powder, not folder, powder, and it's really good. It really is fantastic. So I am going to put that back in my little container before I throw it everywhere. Yeah, I've never done, well, she says, crossing her fingers, I've never thrown another ink pad all over me before or since. But yeah, the one I had to do it with was Cherry Cobbler, which, yeah, terrifying. It's a terrifying colour. Okay, let's put that there. Now, did I just put that on top of my banner? No, I did not. Anything is possible. Let me grab my heat tool and I shall warm it up. So just bear with me while that heats up. That one. Okay, let's pop that back there. And what else? Where's the embossing buddy? There we go. That can all go back in there, and we can bring everything back in here. Okay, so that's our 'Tis the Season or heat embossed in gold. Got a few little gold speckles. Obviously I didn't do my embossing buddy as well as I should have, but that's okay. And we're going to do that. I think I'll put this down flat and pop up the other one. So it's just showing you that even though this set's not specifically Christmas, it can be Christmas. And it can be other things. You like it? I'm just trying to get it to sit flat now. Don't want to put too much glue under there. Because you watch, now I'll have glue spurtage. Oh no, I didn't. Look at that. Just turn it over. Your shed next door is a monstrosity. Why you'd want it in your backyard is beyond me. I think of Kate, a lovely young neighbour. I think she's got a lot to put up with. Anyway, not my problem. Okay, so that's going to go on the front like so. So I will pop that up on dimensionals. I know every man loves a shed, but good Lord. It's going to have a mezzanine floor in it, and he's got a couple of cars that he's doing up, and I don't know how he's going to have time. He's a young dad. Not my problem. Anyway. And apart from that, the cost of it, holy moly. Not my problem. Okay, we're going to put that on our card front and just sort of eyeball it and center it. So that's straight. I think it is. That's that. Let me close this up. Let me get myself some space back here. I'm really going out on everything. Okay, so in here, I just put the banner. Whoopsie. I just put the banner on the center. So when you are putting something on one of your pleats, make sure it's not going to be too long and that it'll stick out the edge of your card, because you don't want that. And you know what? That was more good luck than good management. I think, oh, that was close, but it worked. So that's good. So just be mindful of that, because I wasn't. And then I thought, you silly girl. So I'm going to put it on our middle pleat, and I'm just going to put some adhesive down the side here. I'm going to go with glue, even though I probably shouldn't. And we're going to go on our center pleat. So I'm just going to center it on the center pleat. Does that make sense? I'll just hold that one. It's your husband's dream shed. Oh, look, Tanya, I'm sure it would be my husband's dream shed. But it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen in my lifetime. There's enough mess and junk. Well, as he says, it's not junk in our garage. They ain't getting a shed. I say I can contain myself to one room. How come you can't? He doesn't quite have an answer for that. Okay, so that's on our pleat in this one. And then this is where we're going to put our panel for writing on. But I cut out a few other little... See, if you just get the dies, you've got these other little... There's a row of berries. You've got these other... You've got your pine needles. You've got your little acorn. Is that what it's called? That'll do. And you've also got a little spray of berries. So they're all standalone. They don't cut anything of the stamp set out. So I was wondering whether I should put these on my pleats. That's going to block my sentiment, which I think is silly. Sheila, you're saying I can contain myself to one room, aren't you? You're agreeing with me. I'm just trying to work out. I think this one could probably go here. Should the berries go on this one? Maybe. And then my little pine cones. I don't have to use all of them. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. You can't look out. Can't look. I can't. I took over the Darryl garage for my quilting and the spare bedroom of Stampin. Wow, Cherie, you've got a problem. Yeah, no, I can contain myself, except for when I'm doing classes, because that's downstairs in the dining room. I can contain myself to one room, and I think he should be able to do. He tells me that the things in the garage are for me as well. I'm thinking, how's that? I don't want all this electrical cable. I don't want to know about any of this. But and then he says, these are all my hobbies I'm going to do when I retire. And I thought, you might retire, but you'll never fully retire. You're always so busy doing so many other things. And I'm thinking, that's not going to happen. You're never going to get to them. All these hobbies that you say you're going to do are never going to happen. At least I do my hobbies. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little glue dot. You can see I've just done glue dots on these, and they're going to just be sort of floating around in the breeze. I might put another glue dot behind that one. But you know what? It's good that he's got lots of interests. I don't worry about retirement because he's got a lot of interests and he won't get in my way. Oh, hi Leslie. Oh, I'm so sorry you've got a headache. I hate that. That's annoying. I think that's looking all right. What do you guys think? Okay, should I put a little acorn down there? Let's put this in. I'm not going to stamp on this. I'm just going to stick because it's a little banner for writing. And I'm just going to pop it here. And I think these dies work so nicely to do this sort of thing with. I've sort of carried it through on this card, whereas on this card I used everything under the sun. Not a very good example of a card for a beginner. They probably would have thought, I don't have any of this, I don't have that, I don't have that. Oh well. Okay, so let's put, if you put glue on the back of these, they do have little holes, so don't over glue it because you will have lots of glue spurting through, and that would be sad and messy. Yeah, feel better soon, Leslie. I'm going to do like that, and then this one, get up. Oh, I think they've gone home. Oh, they're having afternoon tea. No, 3 o'clock. It'll be knock-off time. Okay, this one is going to be, I think, so you just sort of have to wiggle and sort of place on your pleats, but it's doable. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't go too long. Okay, so this one is floating around in the breeze, so it does, you know, it could be dangerous, could be fraught with danger, but if the card is just closed, it's going to be flat. Okay, let's come back. Now I've done gold embossing, so what does that lend us to in the way of bling? You know what, we've got these have got the gold, the sequins, but you know what I think works well for Christmas as well is, what are these things? From the Kintsugi Inspiration Suite, I think these things, these gold numbers work really well. I'll put one up there. And these got little ones, haven't they? Yeah, let's just do that. I'll just do one there and another. I might do another big one, actually, down here. There we go. Oh, that's so nice of you to say, Cherie. Well, I can't claim this one. This one was a Susan Campfield one from a couple of years ago. So it's definitely not my own design, but it is one that I like to show off the papers. And so this one was using the traditional Christmas bundle, an old retired embossing folder. Oh look, I've done 'Tis the Season as well, see? But yeah, just be mindful if you're putting something longer on your pleats, don't go too far. And this one is using the branching out bundle. That's not specifically Christmas, but we made it Christmas. And it just shows off the paper. And it's a great way of using your paper. So 10 centimetres by 12 inches. There you go. Let's just be really awkward and use both imperial and metric. But you would get 3 cards, 3 centres of your cards out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So 10 centimetres, so that'd be 3 lots of 10, 30. Yeah, and it's just a great way of using up your paper. This one was the portrait style, and I wasn't as keen, but it's still quite nice. I still like it, but I just wasn't as keen on that one. I like it this way. So let's go. I've gone too long. Whoopsie. I tried to keep them to 45 minutes, but oh well. 10 centimetres is 4 inches. Look at that. well, it's actually 3 and, is it 15/16? It's not quite 4 inches. It's silly. It's silly. And like if you had any of this gold trim that's on the retirement list, you could put some of that if you wanted a bow on it. And here are my sleeves, Cherie, just so you can see. I'm doing, you know, a real ABBA impersonation. Which paper is it? Tanya, it's the, let me find it, hang on. I put everything on top of it. It's this paper here, and it's called the Elegant Pine Snowflakes 12x12. It's in the online exclusive. It's in a suite with a snowflake stamp set and dies, but I think it goes really well with the branching out bundle. I'm sort of being a bit rogue with Christmas this year. I'm sort of cross-contaminating my products. And in one layer of frill. Oh, you've got to go all out. You've got to have multiple layers. Come on now. It is beautiful paper, Tanya. And I tell you to cut your papers up, but there's one sheet in here that I couldn't cut. It's this one. It's that one. I couldn't cut into it. Silly me. But actually, I also thought it would make the card too dark. I thought we needed a little bit of light inside the card. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I like doing fun folds. And we all know cross-pollinating. Yeah, that sounds better than cross-contamination, doesn't it? I also think Susan Campfield is the queen of fun folds. Some of her fun folds are just the next level, but I really like a lot of them. I like all of them, but some of them I just think, oh no, that's too much. So thank you for watching. Leslie, I hope your headache improves. And I hope, Sheila, your day gets better and your voice comes back. And I will see you on Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. for Card and a Cuppa. Bye for now.